Eagles fans did not want to hear this from me, from John McMullen, from any beat writer over the last 2-3 weeks. Jaquiski Tartt was on the second and third team. He wasn't making this team. And I was stupid. I got to give myself, I just got to say, I put him on the 53 because I thought their safety position was so bad, they needed a veteran anyway. Yeah, that was a mistake. Good morning, NFC East. Welcome to this Tuesday, August 30th. It's cutdown day, everybody. I'm sure Eagles fans, Cowboys fans, Commanders fans, Giants fans, we're going to have a good time today talking about the cutdowns, who's going to make the roster bubble, whatnot. I don't want to focus too much on the 53, though. I'm sure you guys aren't really concerned about the Jaquiski Tartts of the world, who, by the way, was cut yesterday. Eagles fans would know that. He is available, though. So, once again, I am Jeff Kerr from CBS Sports. I'm the host of Good Morning NFC East. And I wanted to start with the Tartt situation since I brought it up. Eagles fans did not want to hear this from me, from John McMullen, from any beat writer over the last 2-3 weeks. Jaquiski Tartt was on the second and third team. He wasn't making this team. And I was stupid. I got to give myself, I just got to say, I put him on the 53 because I thought their safety position was so bad, they needed a veteran anyway. Yeah, that was a mistake. Because my initial 53-man roster projection came out last week, I had Tartt cut. And for all those reasons, he was on second and third team. He left the team for personal reasons. When he came back, he never challenged Marcus Epps for a starting job like he was brought in to do. And, you can't even blame Howie Roseman for it because it was a late June signing. No harm, no foul. You just don't guarantee I think it was $550K, maybe $500,000 he was going to make. So no harm, no foul. But the problem is, what do you do at safety now? What does this football team do? This safety position is going to cost the Eagles the NFC East. I'm dead serious on this. Like, who do you got? Marcus Epps is your best safety, and I really like Marcus Epps. I'm happy for him. He's got a starting job, line up in coverage, play in the box. Really good fit in Jonathan Gannon's defense. Really improved his stock from being a 2019 sixth-round pick from Minnesota. So, just go off the waiver wire. Marcus Epps, claimed by the Eagles. Really, everybody knows Marcus Epps before last year as the guy who happened to cover DK Metcalf in that playoff game when Russell Wilson threw the 40-yard bomb. And that wasn't fair to Marcus Epps. Like, I'm sure not a lot of people knew who Marcus Epps was at the time, even Eagles fans. But Marcus Epps is their best safety. Bottom line, he's their best safety. Anthony Harris, again, I had no problem with the Eagles bringing him back. I thought they should have brought back either Harris or Rodney McLeod, one of the two, just because of the safety position. They brought back Harris. I'm okay with that. It's fine. I'm more than okay with it. I thought Anthony Harris would have more competition, though, for his job. Whether it was Kayvon Wallace, they had to move Josiah Scott over from cornerback to safety. Very versatile. By the way, Josiah Scott's going to make this team because of that. They're not deep at safety, and you can play him as a sixth cornerback, fourth or fifth safety, good on special teams. The Eagles really like his versatility. So, Josiah Scott's got to make this team. Josiah Scott's got to make the team. So, but Kayvon Wallace, I've been disappointed in him. I like Kayvon Wallace. I think he's a good guy. Fun on Twitter, very engaging with the fans. But that just doesn't break bread or make plays. And I know it was Tyreek Hill. I get it. Saturday night. But Kayvon Wallace was so out of position on that play, it wasn't even funny. I'm going to say this right now. A lot of the players you saw play on Saturday night in that Eagles preseason finale against the Dolphins, that 48-10 blowout, there's a lot of them that will not be on this team come 4-01 today. Jason Huntley had a good preseason finale. He's gone. Eagles decided to get rid of him. Jaquiski Tartt, Oh, he played. Yeah, he played. He played with second and third teamers. Just never got, just never got going here. It's a shame because Jaquiski Tartt's a veteran safety, and there's a need for them in this league, but just didn't work out in Philadelphia, where he just couldn't adjust to John Fagan's scheme or whatever. But I thought Kayvon Wallace would be one of those people that would take that step, and he just hasn't done it. I mean, whatever. 4th round pick, 2020. It's fine, but the Eagles need depth there badly. And where are you getting that from? You got Epps, you got Harris. I'm assuming Kayvon Wallace just makes the team by default. Again, this can change because I think the Eagles are going to be active. They're going to be active in trying to improve the safety position. Oh, then we got to talk about one of my favorite players from camp, Reed Blankenship. The guy from Middle Tennessee. I thought he had a tremendous preseason. I thought it was good enough to make the team. In fact, Reed Blankenship is probably the reason Jaquiski Tartt is not a Philadelphia Eagle. Who would have thought that a month ago? But Reed Blankenship is in prime position to make this team. If he doesn't make this team, it's because the Eagles think they can get him on the practice squad. But the way the safety position is set up, Reed Blankenship should be on the 53-man roster. Bottom line, Reed Blankenship should be on the 53-man roster. I think he's good enough, especially at that position. So I have Reed Blankenship make the team, but I had Tartt make the team too. So we'll see. But I think Reed Blankenship has been good enough. I'm not even basing it off preseason games. I'm basing it off camp. I'm basing it off what I've heard in joint practices. I like Reed Blankenship's chances to make this football team today. And that'd be good for the Eagles because they need young diamonds in the rough like him. I'm not saying he's going to be a stud. Not saying he's going to be this all-world player, but I think he could really help that safety position this year. And he can help them on special teams. So where do the Eagles go? Are we going to wait for them to pretty much get cut? Again, I don't know. Trade market, people keep talking. They were talking about Jesse Bates for weeks. He wasn't going anywhere. He's still not going anywhere. Jesse Bates was going to sign his franchise tender. I always joke that sometimes these guys just don't want to go through the grind of camp. And yeah, I'm sure the Bengals, they may have entertained some trade offers. I doubt, though, because most teams are set up in cap space, and Jesse Bates makes a lot of money once he signs his franchise tag. He's going to be one of the top 5 paid safeties in football, which he did. I don't know if the Bengals can sign him long term, but a team that has a Super Bowl window is not trading one of its best players on defense. They're just not. They have Joe Burrow on a rookie contract. They can afford to keep Jesse Bates this year. So that whole Jesse Bates going to the Eagles thing, sorry, wasn't happening. You can't link every safety. You can't link any player to your team just because they're available. So that's the safety position in Philadelphia. That's their weakness. We know the weakness in Dallas is the offensive line. Let's go to the Giants' weakness, wide receiver. And I pulled up their 53 here. And I got to take a look at this real quick because some of these names, I know them, but maybe you guys don't. So let's take a look here. Obviously, Kenny Golladay is going to make this team. I hate to say it because if Kenny Golladay, if it didn't cost the Giants $35 million in dead cap to get rid of him, I think he'd be gone. But he's here. Kenny Golladay is going to be in New York, so he'll make the team. Darius Slayton's going to make the team, although he's injured. I'm assuming he'll be back for week 1. We'll have to hear from Brian Dable, see what happens there. Sterling Shepard's going to open the year on the PUP list. I think that's a big loss for them. Wendell Robinson has looked pretty impressive in camp. The kid from Kentucky. I don't know if he's going to make an impact right away. I think it might take him a little bit of time in his rookie year. But the Giants may need him. David Sills had a good camp. I think he makes it. Richie James, special teamer. Again, you're going to ask him to play a big role here. Giants are in trouble at wide receiver. They're in big trouble at wide receiver. And does not help your young quarterback. Quarterback they don't really want anyway. I don't think Brian Dable wants him. I don't think Joe Shem wants him. If you did want him, why would Tyrod Taylor be taking snaps with the first team before his injury the other day? So Daniel Jones, again, I think Daniel Jones gets about maybe half the year, 3/4 of the year, but he's a lame duck at quarterback, and he doesn't have much to throw to here. The Giants are thinking of trading Darius Slayton. In fact, he is on the trade block right now. Their leading receiver 2 of the past 3 years. By the way, Darius Slayton was a pretty good football player before Jason Garrett became the offensive coordinator 2 years ago. And Jason Garrett's gone. He's on NBC now. You can see why. I mean, Darius Slayton was a good deep ball threat, and he was a nice little 5th-round pick for them. One of the few Dave Gettleman got right. And now he might be cut or traded. That's insane. If I'm any team in the NFC East right now, if I'm Dallas Cowboys, I'm calling. I'm calling Darius Slayton's agents. Be like, hey, man, wait till you get cut. We'll bring you in. We need a little bit of help there for the time being. We need a deep threat. We got a pretty good passing game. We're going to throw the ball. I think there will be teams interested in Darius Slayton. I just don't think they'll actually trade for him. But we'll see. I mean, 4 o'clock's a long way away. But I don't get why the Giants would cut him. I just don't understand. The guy had over 700 receiving yards 2 of the last 3 years. He had a bad year last year. Guess what? Everybody on the Giants had a bad year last year. That team was a joke. They're going to be a joke this year, unfortunately. But I like the direction they're going in. And they're trying to build their roster in what Brian Dable wants and Joe Shem wants. And that's fine. I think they need the franchise quarterback to do that first. But there are some parts to like on the Giants. Wide receiver is not one of them, unfortunately. And again, I like the direction this team is going, but I just think you're going to have to take their lumps in 2022. But I still think you shouldn't get rid of good players, and Darius Slayton's one of them. I still have hope for the guy. I really do. I think Darius Slayton can be a good contributor this year. So we'll go with Darius Slayton. I think he should make the team, but we'll see. It doesn't look like it, at least from the reports we're hearing. Alex Bachman had a good camp. Again, you guys don't know too much about him. Man, I just look at the Giants at wide receiver right now with their injuries, and it doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good for them. It's tough. It's tough. I will admit it's tough. So those are 2 weaknesses there. Eagles at safety, Giants at wide receiver. We talked about Dallas on the offensive line. Dallas is going to go in-house, by the way. They're going to go in-house. It's going to be probably, my guess is it's going to be Tyler Smith at left tackle. I think that's who they're ultimately going to go with. I said this yesterday. And Connor McGovern at guard. It's probably your best bet. I know Terrence Steele moving from right tackle to left tackle because he was a swing tackle, and he kind of still is in a sense. Yeah, that would make some sense, but you really want to put Bell out there, Josh Bell. Matt Hozeko, who started Saturday in the preseason finale, he's not ready. Again, you have Connor McGovern there. You might as well just start him. He's had a good camp. Just play him at left guard and move Smith over and take your lumps. And trial by fire anyway. He was drafted to be the replacement. Future is now. So I think that's what the Cowboys have to do there. You still got Zach Martin. Again, there's reason for concern on this offensive line in Dallas. Obviously, no Tyron Smith, but there's hope. There's hope. Now, Washington. And thank God Brian Robinson's going to be okay. You know, it's not a life-threatening injury. He might even play this year. Washington's not ruling that out. But I'll tell you what, it just sucks. Yeah, the whole situation sucks. Brian Robinson was probably going to start on this football team. They really liked him. They really liked him in camp. He had a good camp. And just unfortunate circumstances that happened there. Glad to hear. By the way, I thought it was awesome Ron Rivera was wearing the orange. If you guys remember, you Philly guys, when the Eagles wore orange numbers on their practice jerseys, I think it was in minicamp to promote the end of gun violence. Ron Rivera did that yesterday during his press conference. I thought it was pretty cool. Ron Rivera's a really good guy, and it's hard to root against. And I just love how Jonathan Allen went up to the podium yesterday and said, look, it's not a life-threatening injury. Man, good. I was so happy to hear that. I was really happy to hear that. But anyway, we'll talk more Commanders later in the week. But we got our first guest coming today. Matt Lombardo from Heavy.com, senior NFL writer from Heavy.com. He had some news that came out yesterday that might intrigue some Eagles fans here. When we come back, Matt comes on.